So we're sitting around, you know, a few weeks ago and thought, hey, how about a good old-fashioned road trip? How about Route 66? The two go together, right? So we decided to split it up. Gals take the first leg. Ron and I were hitting the road Monday.
You got it.
Morning on the Mother Road, but you
Well, the girls were first, but you know, Marisol just had her baby yesterday, so she clearly wasn't going to go out there. So I actually got my sister involved, Barbara. She lives in Portland, Oregon. She's my partner in all this. We met. We got into a 1958 Ford Fairlane convertible to really get the experience right. Once upon a time, it was just a road. Now it's a destination, wrapped up in nostalgia and memories of neon glory days, in some spots kept alive, in others fading into the dust. Barb and I met up in Clinton, Oklahoma at a beat-up motel famous for just one reason. We get to stay in the Elvis suite. They say Elvis slept here 4 times. We're guessing might have been on the same bed we slept in. Don't you feel like the king was here?
Yes. Do you think Priscilla came with him?
I don't know. All right, here we go. People like the car, Barb. People like the car. Styling. Well,
Route 66 still goes right through Clinton.
I wonder if these people get sick of everyone driving through the neighborhood, or if they're like stand out in the bathrobe, not really thinking about it.
It cut through wheat fields and pastures. By 1926, 66 was the southern path across the country from Chicago to LA during the Depression and escape from Oklahoma's Dust Bowl.
People here, they were starving, they could not live off the land anymore. And so thousands of people migrated to Arizona and California to find work.
on Route 66.
On Route 66.
People are drawn to the road now in search of a simpler time.
You picked up Hitchhiker. You didn't give it a thought.
Betty Ray, nice to meet you. It's my sister, Barb. We're on a little road trip.
In the heyday of 66, travelers would stop by the Dairy Best.
Whenever I was little, our trip to Oklahoma City, we would get up before daylight. And I can still remember the clunk, 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 clunk of the tires, you know, and it was just a neat experience.
What do you remember about the road?
Just the roads being so narrow. And the curbs on the side, because I can remember my uncle hitting those curbs and scaring the daylights out of us.
Nowadays, we discover much of the old Route 66 runs straight alongside the interstate. In places, it disappears, and we're forced to take the new highway. But where the old Route 66 veers away from I-40, that's where it really gets interesting.
I suppose where we're seeing those ghost towns is on those parts of 66 where it does move away from the highway.
Towns like Texola on the Oklahoma-Texas border, practically gone.
Don't you just wonder who lived in the house and when they left?
All along the road, there are glimmers of what once was, and just a few icons still standing tall. We're two moms with small kids, so when we pull into Shamrock, Texas, we recognize the "you drop in" right away. It was the model for Ramon's place. Shamrock might as well be Radiator Springs.
As things have gone away, they're realizing what they've missed. The movie Cars really helped a lot. That brought a lot of attention to the preservation.
Barb and I aren't alone on this journey.
You'd always wanted to do Route 66, so I bought it as a surprise birthday present.
We run into a lot of Europeans at the must-see tourist traps like the Devil's Rope Museum.
Have you ever seen so much barbed wire?
I had no idea there were this
Who
many.
knew there were this many kinds of barbed wire?
Or Cadillac Ranch, a bunch of Cadillacs half buried in a field outside Amarillo.
Who decides to just put some cars in a huge field?
An eccentric millionaire.
We're all out there on the same kind of joyride.
Grew up loving cars, so this to me is the epitome of the car trip.